That's me. Hello, everybody. How are we all doing? This may never ever see the light of day, or it may get taken down. Producer Lizzie might take it down, but we've had a new update released from the world of ChatGPT, and I thought I'm about to have a play around with it, see what it can do. Why don't we just go live and play around with it together? And if you've got any questions, you want to ask anything while we're doing it, then feel free. Maybe no one will ever turn up to this. Maybe no one will ever watch this because, again, Producer Lizzie might take this down. But I thought, why not actually have a play around with it with everyone? Now, what has been released? Well, I bring up on screen now, you'll notice that ChatGPT, OpenAI, they have released Atlas. Now, what Atlas is basically their web browser. And it's got some very, very exciting elements to it. And I'm going to show you what these exciting elements do. But let's just kind of go through and see it as a web browser first. So the idea is that you go to their chatgpt.com/Atlas and you go in and you're able to add it from here. And it's just like any other browser at this point. You go in, you install it. But the big secret sauce of this is you're signing in as your ChatGPT credentials. Once you've signed in, what does it do? Well, it is just like any other browser. So at the top here, kind of hidden away, but I get the opportunity to browse. So I can go in and type in something and go through from there. But then down the bottom here, I have the opportunity to go in and search. Now, the crazy thing is when I do search, and BBC Sport is what I've always searched since day one to see if I've got internet and everything else. But when I'm searching, I'm not searching via Google. I'm searching by ChatGPT itself. And it's bringing up the browsers you'd expect it to bring up the browser, right? Like here I can go in to see things that are happening. Now, I have noticed it's not great at like playing video back and stuff like that at this point because it's only just released. It literally got released a couple of hours ago. In fact, if I go into here, not that one, that's going to give away what we're looking at later. There is if it's settings, is it? File settings. I'm still learning this as I go along. Yeah. I have joined Atlas an hour ago. So that gives you some indication how long. And all I was doing and during that hour was installing and getting it up and running. But having a bit of a play around with it. But yeah, I've not really delved into it. But ultimately, it's a normal web browser, right? You can search, you can go in, it's imported some of my credentials. You kind of got the opportunity here. Imported from Chrome, imported from Safari, bring that sort of information in. Great. Okay, cool. So far, so much like every other browser on the market. Let's start seeing what it can do a little bit differently. And I'm going to go to obviously my favorite friend. QuickBooks is a demo account that I have played around. I'm logged in as the account, as the client, should I say at this point. And on the top right hand corner, so I mean, first of all, it's working. The browser is working as intended, right? I can go in. I can add transactions. I can do everything I'd expect to do within QuickBooks. Interestingly, I'm struggling to do little things like zoom in and out at the moment. I'm sure there is ways in which to do it more elegantly, but yeah, it seems to be there. Yeah, but anyway, we can go through from that. Now, what can we do differently in ChatGPT? Or the new browser, the new Atlas browser? Well, I can click this little button at the top here, and it says Ask ChatGPT. And the second I do that, it's now contextualized for what I'm looking at this point in time. So from here, I can ask a question like, I don't know, how can I find my bank balance? Put it through from there. And in theory, and I'm doing this live, so I'm just 100% do it. But it says here, you're already on your QuickBooks dashboard. So here's how to find your bank balance directly from the screen you're viewing. So it's basically contextualizing it. And look, it's taking the figure out from here as well. So in my balance, I've got £21.86 in my bank balance. But in QuickBooks, I've got £4,651.95. So it's actually looking at what's on screen and looking at that. Now, same as we always talk about with AI, right? Like you've got to be really, really security. Now, I'm in as a business enterprise user, so I know that when I'm typing here isn't going to be on this snap. And I've been playing around with some features here as well. You can make it like incognito mode. You can make it so that you you can delete histories and stuff like that. So there's definitely going to be stuff here. I don't mind if it sees the data that I'm looking at this point in time. Again, this is a demo client, so do what it likes with whatever's here. But the fact that it's able to find that balance there, like it's finding that contextual information there, that's really clever, right? And really cool. Now, what use cases have you got for this? First of all, it means I don't need to jump between my app. I mean, I'm constantly having to make sure there's nothing on here that could be, that should be fine. But I'm constantly having open my ChatGPT desktop version, which I'm constantly got open. I'm always kind of copy and pasting things into there, stuff like that. And I'm having to kind of contextualize it for it, right? I'm going to have to teach things that go along. Not anymore. With this, generally, all I need to do and all I need to make sure is that whatever screen I'm on, I could ask the questions there. And I've been thinking, well, what use cases have we got for here? So live this is, so I don't know if it's going to work or not work. But yeah, you can ask questions, which is cool. But what if you wanted to also start interacting it from an agent point of view? So if anyone's ever used the agent feature within Open ChatGPT, the way it does it is you start ChatGPT up, you say, oh, I want to start an agent, blah, 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 and it creates a browser for you. And it's kind of creating you like it's logging into a remote PC is like the best way I can describe it. And it's kind of got this restraints and it's going through there and it's playing around here. Now, this agent or the agent that's included within Atlas, in theory, can do anything it wants, which is scary, but also really, really cool, right? So let's have a play around. Again, first time I properly played around with it. But let's switch it to agent mode. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to dictate to it. And I'm going to say, oh, I haven't set the microphone up. Told you I've never played around with this yet. Allow while visiting the site. I wonder though what. Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, you can. Cool. Can you hear me? Okay, cool. So it's only doing dictation. All right, that's a little bit frustrating. But let's dictate this one though. Let's go for. Can you please show me? Oh, say what? Randomly, I think it's not what I was expecting. Okay, here we go. Can you please show me how to post my bank transactions within QuickBooks Online? Thank you. Now, what I would love it to do is have that proper contextual talk that you can have. Maybe there's an option to do that. I've not played around, but I'm in agent mode. I'm going to press plus. And look what's happening on screen. So my mouse is here. There's now another mouse appeared. The Atlas browser's mouse, the agent mouse. And what it's now going to do is it's thinking about what it needs. It's taken me to the bank account and it's taken me to here. So it's fully in control at this point. I mean, I can stop at any point. Look at the bottom there. It says take control, stop. So I have the ability to go in and do that. But I can think it. So now it's going through. And it's giving me some instructions here of what to do. And it's going through from there. And I can ask questions like, well, what does suggest matches found mean? And think about this from a training point of view, right? Like this is maybe the best way you'll ever be able to get training going forward, because this is all contextual. This is all you being like asked what's on here and what can and what can be done. And literally now, look, it's going, okay, right. Well, it's looked at it and it's looked at the contextual sign. It's gone through from there, and then it's teaching you what it is you want to do. Now, I really wish, and maybe it's because I've not figured out the button, but I really wish I had that natural conversation, because I think then we really are in that whole idea of, you know, literally saying, oh, can you tell me how to do X, Y, Z, right? And then we can have that conversation and pop up and do it. The moment I'm kind of having to read it and go through from there. But what if I ever tell it to do something? How about I say AC joint mobile transactions should be drawings Can you post these for me? Right. So I'm literally giving it now a task to go and do. I've not told it how to do it other than basically these rank descriptions here, AC joint via mobile. I've said the categories should be drawings, and now basically I'm giving it its prompt. Can it do it? We're going to find out together. But imagine it can. Imagine it can just from that ridiculously small prompt. And look at this, right? Straight away, it's gone to that match categories. It's going through. It's seen its retained earnings currently. It's dropped it down. It's put it to drawings. Like, it's put it to there. Now can it go and do the final step and post it? And how many of these is it going to be able to do? So currently it's found that transaction, and it was only that transaction it's found. Oh, it says, would you like me to proceed and post these? Yes, please. All AC joint transactions should be drawings and posted. So from my point of view, maybe that it kind of showcases really that I should have been a little bit more on the ball with the prompt there. I should have told it exactly what that prompt should have been. But look, it's now going in. So doing the request specifics. Think about the power of what we could do with this, right? Right. I'm not 100% convinced that I'm at the point where I wouldn't want this to kind of go off. But and the reason I'm using this particular login details is because it can only access this one file, right? It can't go through all my clients or anything daft like that. And again, this is a demo client, so you do what it wants. Wow, posted them ones. Is it able to post? Verify post actions. Is acting strangely seems. I say transaction post notification. The pending transaction is down by 1. I'm going to try again. There it is. It's going to put them in. But interestingly, it's not doing that Austin PMS one. And it's found the one that it needed to find. And is left now with what's there. Wow. Okay, cool. Let's see if it can go through and match the final, the top 2. Can you match the top 2 transactions for me? So we'll see if it's able to go through putting these in as well. And again, from a training point of view, this is brilliant, right? Like the fact it's showing you what it's coming in now, it's saying an unexpected failure occurred. Please click on the rows to specific errors. Let's see if it's able to fix this problem itself. But again, from a training point of view, this is really showing you like how powerful training could be going in the future. Because I've not set any fancy script up or anything like that. I've literally put the prompt in of first go to my bank, second post these transactions and change these categories and everything else. And in fairness here, it looks like it's a QuickBooks issue as opposed to what you call it. So yeah, so it's because it's the free suggested matches found. That's the problem. And I'm saying that's a QuickBooks issue. It's just a case of we've got to teach it, right? So when more than one suggestion is available, you need to click on suggested matches found, pick the one that is relevant. Please try again. Right. So maybe that'll be enough, maybe it won't. But it did try multiple times to try and get through it. So it was expecting to figure out what the problem was. or what the solution would be, and then was unable to get that fade. But again, like let's think about what's happened here. 3, 4 prompts, and we've posted 4 transactions. You know, I've been like impressed with agent mode and going through from there. But agent mode's always been a little bit of a faff to set up, and then logging into things and all this, that, and the other. In theory, you can set which of the accounts, and for us, what we've got and what I've created is, see, look, here we go. It's gone into the suggested matches found this time, and now we're going to see if it's clever enough or it's going to be able enough to make the decision of which one of these it's going to post to. But we've started creating agent users for a lot of our softwares that are super restricted, can only get access to so many things, which just give us an opportunity to go in and try things like this. Because like look, I wouldn't let this go against a lot of my stuff that I've got, like for everything else, but letting it play around in this area, this controlled area, yeah, I'm more than happy for this to do this, because it can't break anything, can't do anything. But it has now suggested it. Now it's gone over. Now the fact it's closed it might cause it some issues. Let's see if it's figured that out. It might be a case that it's not noticed it's actually added it. But it's selected one, and in fairness, it's selected the most appropriate one that was there. Can it post? Yeah. Yes. Match these accordingly. Good job. So it's kind of learned now what to do when the suggested match is there. Should be able to go in and post these. Interesting. Hasn't quite learned then. What's do? Okay, cool. Well, it's mate. There's some work to do on the kind of the prompt there, I think, to make that work. Right. This is one thing I found straight away. Again, it got released today. Certain applications just do not work. So this is me trying and working to get Excel to open, not having it. Again, video quality and stuff like that's not great. Google Sheets are working fine. This is a nice feature though. So anyone who's on the Mac will get this. So I've let it have this password and this thing. Again, it's a login that's super restricted. I think it's called John the Agent or something like that. But as soon as I say skip for now, it's not done it this time. But what normally happens when we bring in here is it's able to go in and the two-factor authentication code gets sent to my phone, but because my phone's connected to the Mac, it's able to read it and bring that in. So just quality of life issues are going to make things easier for you. Okay, here's one for you though. So I've simulated here that someone sent me a ticket, and on this ticket they've asked a question: can I buy a new Land Rover via the business ? I'm just going to see, can ChatGPT help me answer this question? So can you help me answer this? I'm not going to give it any more prompts than that. I just want, from here. So here's a clear professional draft reply in HubSpot for the ticket for Aaron Patrick. Can I buy a new Land Rover? Yes. And then here it is. And it's going through the answers now. I would obviously check this. I've been trying to teach this or teach this more. Go for it. In fact, why am I copying and pasting? Can it do it itself? Agent mode. Can you use the reply above to reply to the client? So I find out from an agent point of view if it can do it. And again, don't worry, this is a demo client, everything else. But in theory, it's put a question together, or it's looked at the context, it's seen the question that's there, and it's come back a reply for me. It knows that it needs to go to the reply. I'm going to start by clicking the reply button, then I'll move on to type in the reply. Just ensure the sequence is the right order to get everything done correctly. Let's proceed carefully. It's now pasted that reply in. I mean, it's saying here, yes, you can buy Land Rover for the business, but there's a few important tasks. If it's a car, if it's a commercial vehicle, or if it's a shared model. So, am I happy with the reply there? Not really. But hey, again, this is a showing what the reply can be, and it's basically saying, "Are you happy for me to click send? Send, please." So we can see if it can actually get that sent over. But in theory, it's now, sending that, and there it is sent. Like, it was able to read the ticket, formulate a reply, and with the new agent mode that's in OpenAI, if you haven't played around with it, and I'd look at it, highly recommend you do. But with the new agent mode in thingy, I would highly recommend having a play around with what they've got, because there's some really nice features in there that you can add to it, and you can start making it kind of if statements and stuff like that. So you could have the agent at this point saying that, right, if this question's related to Land Rover, then talk about the to benefit in kinds and go here and stop. So there's loads of great features in the new agent build mode that I've been playing around with. Right, one last one before I go, because it was only supposed to be a quick little stream, this one. I've created a bit of information here. Now, what I want this idea of this is, I want to see if it can jump from here back to QuickBook, back to HubSpot and create a ticket. So my ask is, as an agent, can you use the information in this onboarding Google Sheet and create a new ticket based on these references? The ticket needs to be created in HubSpot, which we already have a tab open for. I don't know if I need to say that. I'm going to give that bit there and let it go for it. Right. So in theory, then, I have no idea if it can do this, right? But I'm simulating here that we've had information provided to us in one way. Now, typically this will come into like a practice management solution, something like that. It wouldn't be laid out like it is here. But what I want to do is thinking about it from an onboarding point of view, right? Is this going to be powerful enough that it's going to be able to see the data and contextualize the data there? And I've made it super simple. It's a ticket name and a ticket status. That's all I care about it preparing for this little test. Can it grab that data, figure out what that information is? So in this, it's new client 64.8 sole trader. So the idea would be that would then be something that we would then trigger to start doing a 64.8 process on, right? But can it figure out going from here, grabbing the contextual information that's on the screen, taking it to another application completely, which in this case is going to be HubSpot, and then can it go over to there and generate it? Now, I've got a feeling I'm going to have to do more thing from here, and I'm going to have to start putting more in, because at the moment it seems to be struggling to jump between tabs. But in fairness, I said tab, so I wonder if it thinks it's a tab on Google Sheet and not one of the one of the tabs at the top. Let's have a look. Yeah, because it's going through thingy, isn't it? Right. I don't know why it's zooming in, zooming out. Zooming in for better visibility, apparently. Who knew? Let's see then. Make the sheet much larger and easy to read. Okay. Oh, here we go. So it's bringing up its browser memory. It's finding HubSpot. And now, waiting for HubSpot page to load. Honestly, I didn't think I'd get this far. So its task is to create a ticket. Name was something like 64.8. And that ticket status, which is currently no, it needs to drop down and put it to 64.8 required. Just think about how powerful this could be. Think about as soon as an onboarding solution comes into your practice management solution or data capture solution, whatever it's going to be, you can then set these triggers to go off. Because in our world, once a ticket's created, one of the team members will pick it up at some point and action it, right? And we create tickets for 64.8 processes, right? Like generate 64, wait for the code. Look, new client 64.8 ST. So it's figured that bit out that it needs to go in there, and it changed that ticket status. And it has. Is it going to be able to find it? We've got a whole section for 64.8s as it goes down there. So let's see if we can find it. The drop down is open. Come on. Is it not going to find it? Let's proceed carefully to understand what is expected. Okay. Yeah, you take your time. Because, I mean, my ideal world for this is because it's his own browser. Is it going to just sit on this computer behind me, doing things for me as I go along? Do I have it on a separate screen and having it there? But I still think I'm going to be working inside my typical browser, which is Chrome or something like that. But I could say it's gone down far enough. But is this going to be something I could leave as a set? Because I actually quite like the fact it's a separate browser, right? I'm only going to use this browser. I'm only going to give permissions in this browser to what I'm comfortable for it to go in, right? The 64 is found the ticket status. All it needs to do now is create, and we are like cooking with fire. This could really open up new onboarding automations going forward. This blows Zapier or Zapier out the window, right? Zapier, you have to sit there figuring it out and putting the connections and everything else. Yes. I wonder if there's a way of, and I wonder if it's in the prompt, because you'll see it's done that a few times, right? Where it's taking it all the way, but it's not taking that final step. So if you think about it, in that first one with the QuickBooks, it didn't post until it asked you. So I wonder if there's a prompt that you can kind of use to fix that, or if you can kind of teach the agent to if this is a scenario, you're good to go. Like here, right? It would be, once we figured out the process, it would be great to be able to get it to automatically post and go through from there. And then the next stage would be is how do you trigger these agents, right? And we're in early day. It got released 2 hours ago. But how do we trigger it to automatically, is it a Stream Deck idea where you press a button and then it will just start creating that particular agent for you? If I've got an onboarding client, for example, and I want them to create these 64.8s and stuff like that, I could set that into motion by the looks of it, let it go and do those sort of things. That's where my brain's going in terms of where this can take us. But as a first go, as a first try, as a first play around, wow, like that is scarily good, right? QuickBooks, it just picked up, just understood, just got on with it, and I get it with QuickBooks because there's so much content out there that it can just kind of learn and bring it from there. But the fact that it was able to go in, reply to a person for me in HubSpot, no problem whatsoever, and then B, was able to go in and create tasks based on data. That's huge for me. I think that's massively huge. There's in my head now, there's a lot of options I can see where that's going to be beneficial, where we can automate some of the onboarding processes and get them like done, where there's not a human needs to be involved in doing them anymore. We can just get this agent to sit there and churn this sort of stuff away. And honestly, the bit that impressed me the most as well, the bit that I'm thinking we could use this for really well, triaging these tickets. So at the moment, there's the way we do it is, I won't go into any of these other ones because there'll be sensitive data there, but we're on something like 90,000 tickets, right? And we get in excess of 100 tickets per day that need to be triaged, and it's kind of like people, it goes here and goes there, and a lot of them, they're easy, they're easy fodder. This is a payroll query, so it goes to the payroll pot. This is the a bills query, it goes to the a lot of them we could teach an agent to do that, and I think that's where I can see this being really powerful, where it can do that triaging of the tickets for us, getting them into the right pots so they get handled much quicker. I'm blown away. Like, I didn't expect it to be this powerful straight away. I thought that the agent would need a little bit more prompting, a little bit more of how to do it. But yeah, it's here and it's already gone. So yeah, what do you guys think? Any use cases that you've seen so far, that you've seen from kind of going from here? Any use case you've been playing around with that kind of go from there? Would love to know. I think this is a really, really exciting launch. And it's one of those where when I was watching the presentation, I was kind of going, is there any chance that that this is actually going to come live? It's like launched straight away? And it did. So I installed it straight away. TS says crazy. Yeah, no, it really is crazy. I'm a little bit speechless as to how slick it already is. I think the browser itself needs some work, and they'll come with that with time. But the fact that we've kind of got this, and the fact that it's a new browser as well, is the perfect safety barrier, right? Because it doesn't know any of the passwords at this point in time. You've literally got to add passwords that you want it to know. And what we're doing, as I've said before, is we're making sure that we're only adding passwords to users that are fully restricted. This user here is called John Agent AI, for example, right? Like it is a super restricted one. It can only do X amount of stuff within here. You can create a couple of tickets, and that's about it. And we're even restricting its view, so it can't see much when it goes through. But in time, when you've got confidence in it, you can open it up and you can control that, right? But in the browser, it's only got access to a couple of these, and like the QuickBooks, it's only got access to this file here, where it can do what it wants. This is a dead file to me, right? But at least I can get confidence in understanding what it's doing and everything else is there. The fact it's contextual, the fact it's able to bring data from one application to another and bring it through from there. There's some really cool use cases I think that we're going to start seeing as we go along. But again, what do you guys think? Let us know below. Let us know what you think we can add here, or what you're going to be using it for. It's definitely going to be a conversation topic on one of our next episodes of Ask the Accountant. So make sure you can join us, talk to us there, and tell us what you think and what you've been playing around. Unfortunately, I'm not here at the next one. I will be at a different event, but yeah, it'll be good to on the week back to kind of talk about this in a little bit more detail with the rest of you and go forward from there. Also, what do you think to this? Like, just randomly going live. Does this work for you? Should I put some sort of like, I'm going to go live at this point and some previous knowledge or something like that? Let us know and we go from there. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching, chatting, all that sort of stuff in the chat. That's been great. So I've not actually been able to talk to you too much. I've been too busy watching this. Like, I'm blown away by it all, right? Like, it's a new toy. I'm playing with it, okay? Let's go from there. But yeah, if there's anything else or any questions, put them in the comments. See you later. Bye for now.